the situation is that, actually, as the Globe said, Patrick will announce where he's going to school on Monday, okay, at 4:30 at Satch's. Do I know? No, I do not. And like I said, tonight I might know. And if I do, I'll have a hell of a secret for a weekend.
Okay, fellas, 5 laps, let's go. Take 5, let's go.
The press was calling Pat's coach Mike Jarvis almost every day in late January. By that time, both he and his prized pupil were used to such attention. The pressure had begun a long time before. There were the prep school recruiters in the 9th grade, offering not only a scholarship, but jobs for Pat's parents. By junior year, more than 150 colleges were interested. Jarvis had to form a committee of friends and family to screen the offers. The committee had its conditions: a real education, tutors for a kid with a C average still making the transition to the U.S. Pat Ewing didn't have to apply to college. College applied to him. But the story doesn't begin in a gym. It begins in a neighborhood in Cambridge.
Mrs. Ewing came here 3 years, I believe, before she was able to bring her family here, before her and her husband were able to bring their family here. They came, found employment, got established, saved some money, brought their family over, raised the family, saved more money, and, they're buying a home.
Whatever dreams the Ewings had for a son already 6'6" at age 13, they never dreamed of a career in basketball. But they couldn't have picked a better place for Pat to learn the game than this neighborhood along the Charles people call the Coast. His first unofficial coaches were already there.
Pat could have ended up here or Pennsylvania. He wouldn't have been into sports. He would have been a tall freak.
Came here with a basketball, he didn't know how to dribble, okay? Walk in the field, all you see is the guy just dumping the ball. So, who's this guy, I wonder?
It's a sports-oriented community. He was taught basketball. Good basketball, right.
I'd say the community sees Patrick as right now, probably as a celebrity, more than anything. Patrick represents, what many of the people, the older people would have liked to have become, and what I guess, many of them would like to have their youngsters become, and that is successes. Patrick was never, ever, taken advantage of. The community watches out, for its own. Therefore, the community is watched out for Patrick.
What's up, sis?
But the community did more than watch out for Pat. It provided teammates. Teammates who'd become Pat's friends. Friends whose lives would be changed by Pat's presence among them. Kevin Headley, born and raised in Cambridge, the team's big guard, the other top scorer. LaDon Adair, known as Smooth, the point guard born in Gastonia, Alabama, who sends the passes to the right spot high above the rim.
Oh, boy.
Only one defeat in 3 years, 3 consecutive state championships, the #1 team in the nation.
When you're number one, like we are, okay, people think there's a lot of pressure. Well, I'd rather be number 1 than number 2 or number 3. But every other high school team in the country would have loved and would like to have what's going on here happen. Let's make sure that we do not, once again, we do not make anybody else's year, okay, except our own.
Push it up the court. You ready, Kevin? Go ahead, go by him, push it up, babe. Stay wide, bye. Good hands. out. Get a hand out.
They all try, but few even come close to Pat Ewing and the mighty, mighty Warriors.
I mean, it's proven. Cambridge Run Line is the greatest.
For LaDon, the kid from Alabama who learned basketball on a housing project playground. For Kevin, the youngest of 11 children raised by older brothers and sisters. And for Pat, success has had effects beyond the basketball court.
Before I played basketball, you know, I was kind of like quiet, lonely, shy. But now, I'm all out. Talk to the ladies, you know.
That's what most people in the ghetto used to get out, you know. They play sports, you know, they get a scholarship, go to school and get their education.
That's one of the ways of getting out of it, unless you got a rich family. You don't have to play basketball.
You just can't let yourself get all the way into it. I mean, like, it's a trip if you just think that's all you can do is play basketball.
The percentage of black kids getting to be a doctor and lawyer is almost nil. And I don't think that same old complaint about black kids put too much emphasis on sports. We know the percentage that makes pros is very short or very small. But what this gives the kids is hope. They know they're not going to make the pro, but at least it gives them some goal to shoot at instead of standing on the corner or just saying the hell with it.
For the best players on the best team, home is a very comfortable place. Everyone looks out for you, or looks up to you.
Chris. You're Chris, right? Oh, that's Chris. And you're Chris.
Yep.
Hey, got any shoelaces?
Welcome to North Quincy High School. Today, the North Quincy High School Red Raiders take on the Cambridge Region Latin Warriors.
But on the road, it's a different story. When you're the number one team with the number one player, you can become a target.
5'10" senior, number 10, LaDon Adair. And LaDon, a senior, 6'2", number 14, Kevin Henley. At center, the number one ranked player in the country, at 7 feet, number 32, Pat Ewing.
Let's go get him. 1, 2, 3. Let's go play it. Let's go.
That pitch, all right.
Let's go now. Come on. Let's go, baby. Make sure you're moving on that tap, okay? Come back strong to that ball now. Let's get the opening tap. If they got one man on him, remind Patrick to go to Kevin, but Kevin's got to get it now. Come on.
The presence of Pat Ewing creates a tension you don't find at many high school basketball games.
Some teams, like, they know they can't beat us, right? You know, they would just try to hurt you to try to, you know, get one of us, like the best player out of the game by hurting them, something like that. You know, maybe they think of getting them into a fight, getting them thrown out of the game. Maybe they think they'll have a chance, a better chance of beating us. You know, that's, one of the strategies they use.
They're gone next time.
Okay, baby.
Cambridge been winning this Suburban League title for 4 straight years now. And You know, the whole league is white, and we're the only black team really in the league. They just don't like that. But
That's the way it is.
Like when we went down to Brockton when was that? When they threw the rock in our bus?
Oh, it's like, 2 years ago when we was a sophomore, you know. Like when we was coming home, they threw a rock through our bus, you know, and a couple of our players. One of our players got glass in his eyes, and one of them got glass in their mouth. So they had to take him to the hospital right out there. You know, we was out there for around 3 hours. We didn't get home until around 2 o'clock in the morning. You know. Then the year after that, we went out there and they slid our tires on our bus. So we had to wait, they had to call back to Cambridge to send more buses out to pick us up. So, that's the way it be.
If we win, you know, so who cares about them? We already know we done beat them. They're just taking out their frustration because, you know, they know that we're number one.
For today, they're all number one. But soon, one will stand apart. Pat Ewing, high school hero, neighborhood favorite, is leaving. He's on his way to a larger celebrity, to the prestige and pressure of a superstar. Kevin Headley would like to go with Pat to Georgetown this fall, but the school hasn't come calling for one more guard who does need some help with schoolwork. A few schools have expressed interest in Ladon, but none with big-time basketball programs. The difference seems clear, but it's not easy for friends to acknowledge.
Well, I think they do have the same opportunity that I have. He's the best point guard in the state, and he's the best big guard in the state. I think it's just time before, you know, the schools come in and recruit them. After, they'll probably be here after the game tomorrow. You know.
Watch out for the calls, Pat. We need you.
Same opportunities? Probably not. But when you play with Patrick Ewing, you do get noticed. Both Kevin and Ladon could get college scholarships. Of course, there's no guarantee they'll stay in school, and no guarantee they'll realize that Pat's dream isn't theirs.
Nice day.
They get a big head, they start fantasizing that one day they just might make it, but they don't realize the possibility that they'll make it and they might not. So like now, the kid goes through school thinking everything is stardom, and he doesn't hit the books, he falls behind, and he flunks out of school, he's ineligible on the team, and he gets disgusted and he quits school, and the kid winds back up on the street.
And yes, it's very difficult for them. There's no doubt about that. Because they see all that's happening and all that potentially could happen with him, and they like to think that could happen to them too, and it's just not.
All right, ready? Yeah. One more now.
Good. The crowds are just starting to form around Pat. Chances are good he'll become a pro, one of only 250 professional basketball players in the country. As a superstar, Pat Ewing may, in 4 years or less, command $1 million contract. Pat has a chance few people ever get, but there are those who've arrived where he's heading. They remember what it's like to be where he is right now.
There was a lot of pressure on me to decide what to do with my future at a very early date. This is something that most kids can approach and decide on in their own time. And you have people telling you, come here, go there. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And it makes for a little bit of anxiety because here you are facing a life choice, and you're still in your teens and not really ready to make those types of decisions. A professional basketball career is, for the most part, very short-lived. The average player plays less than 4 years. And after that, it's back to life among the average people in the country. So it doesn't last as long, and it's not as sweet as it's painted to seem. It also tends to ostracize the individual. I was ostracized by my height from my peers just because I wasn't like them. And I know he's going through that if he's a 7-footer. And then when you become famous, that puts you way out there in a very unique space. And it's hard to deal with. It's lonely. Some people can't deal with success. And the more success you get, the harder it is to deal with it. Think of the people that would not have messed their lives up if they hadn't made a lot of money and been able to do the foolish things that they never would have thought about doing if they had just remained the average person. That happens to a lot of people. It can happen to him. He has to be careful of that. I had to be careful of it.
I would like to make a toast, okay? And actually, I'd like to make a toast to everyone who is sitting at the table, not just to Patrick, because I think everybody realizes that in order for us to be doing what we're doing today, that a lot of people, I think mainly this young lady and gentleman, Mr. and Mrs. Ewing, have had a lot to do with Patrick, as has Stephen, okay? And hopefully I have, okay? And I guess above all else, Patrick, for being Patrick. And today doing something that was extremely difficult, but that the same way as you handle basketball, you try, and eventually you succeed. There will come a day where you will be doing TV commercials, selling Ewing toothpaste, and I look forward to that day. And actually, it was really a wonderful day, and a toast to all of us. We all deserve it.
All right.
Okay? Cheers, dear. Let me have a little tip of the glass before you, okay? And you too, Miss J. And you, I don't know, Rookie. If you don't like it, pass it down. God bless you.
You pass it right there.
And I hope in the future Patrick won't forget what you have done to them, for him.
Thank you. And you want to know something? We won't let up.
Everybody got to go in their own way, And I hope everybody make it out, good. Because we all going to be seeing each other. It's just like, they got to go to another period, I got to go to another period. Just meet up after the period's over, That's it's kind of sad, though, but it's life, I guess.
Time comes, when you gotta break up. Sooner or later, you can't be together all the time. Gotta grow up somehow. Yeah, I wish we was together for a couple more years, though.
How come?
I don't know, I just like playing. I just like playing with him,
Like he said, it's all part of growing up. Just like how you gotta go to school, you're gonna have to leave your parents and stuff, your family. You gotta leave your friends too. We'll always keep in touch.
Yeah.
How you guys feeling? We feel great, man. I told you we was gonna win. We're gonna win Saturday too. What about Melbourne? Any good? We're gonna rock them.
We already rocked it.
We have to pay back Uber Cross.
Serious? Yeah,
they got us. Pump low, watch out. I'm coming to get you.
3 high school seniors. Their years as teammates have ended. Pat's dream is coming true. But will it ever be this easy or this much fun again?